Mack is our friend. He had a light in his eyes when he was here, and now he's a part of the light we all seek. He has no more pain, as I'm sure he wishes us no pain. His last few months here, he shared our energy. We shared our energy with him, and now we get our strength from him. Mack and Jamie are the first people I met in the Whitaker area I could trust with my back turned. And through them I met others. Thank you both for crossing my path. I love you, Mack. I won't forget you. Don't forget me.
All right, that's great. Wow.
Happy Independence Day!
You're on Cascadia Live.
Yeah, I want to know what the deal with this guy behind you is. Why does he wear an American flag? Is he not proud to be an American?
Yes, I
Can he afford
used to.
clothes?
Okay, let's find out.
When I was just a child, I used to watch the Dodgers, and when they'd play the national anthem, I'd get out of bed at night, and I'd take and salute the flag. And I really believe in America, and I really believed in the people in America. And lately, it's just gone to hell, man.
And it's a hell that you created.
Bad position right now, and that's what I feel about it. Now, you might not feel like this country's suffering, but I know grandmothers that fucking feel this country's suffering, so.
Yeah.
All right, go caller. What you go ahead.
I don't know. This guy should, maybe, I don't know. He doesn't need to be wearing the American flag around. This guy's got a real problem.
What they do.
Mack certainly had a way of having fun. And like you said yesterday, I hardly ever saw a time when he wasn't smiling. I've had other people say that too, boy. Oh, I thought you ever smile. You're that smiling guy, you know. Say that to me.
I remember one time we were, it was 2 years ago at the country fair. We were on the bus coming back from the fair, and we got a flat tire. We were sitting together on the bus, and he was just like, he had his little bag with him, and he was just, it was so hot, it was just reeking a bubble of air all around him. He just smelled just like this pungent, like, emanation. And he, when the tire went flat, he like immediately goes up. We're sitting there for a few minutes waiting for the other bus to come and get everybody. So like full up to the brim, you know, really crowded, hot and nasty. He goes up and he says to the driver, he stands up, he says, I'm claustrophobic and I need to get out of here. I don't think you want to have that kind of a problem on your hands, so let me out. And he gets up and he goes out the door, and then when the new bus comes, he's directing traffic and everything, and everybody just like, you know, like he works there, you know, and he's like letting people cross the road and stopping traffic and everything, and then he's first, he got first pick on the new bus.
Where does it? First one. That's great.
New air-conditioned bus at that.
All right. I remember he told me that. He said, I wasn't going to just sit there and put up with sitting on that crowded bus. They said, you let people sit down and you be still. And I told that driver, he did not want to be responsible for my, you know, my condition. My condition is not going to put up with this. Yeah, he did away, boy. He just really, you know, take charge of a situation. And
All right, go ahead, Cascadia Live.
So are the members of SSI really that embarrassed of their beliefs they have to cover up their faces?
All right, good question.
It doesn't have to do with we're actually afraid of the authorities. We've been chased around by these guys all over town. And they, you know, when they notice this, they just stop us dead in the streets, harass us, ask us for all of our ID, why we're on the planet Earth, why we aren't consuming, why we aren't participating with a fucking job.
Believe what you believe. You must stand tall and stand with your beliefs, not hide behind masks.
Oh no, huh?
Is that right?
Stand behind them fucking badges, and that's a punk fucking mask there. And I'm not gonna take and let them know who I am, because, you know, they'll want to kick my butt.
yeah, sometimes we talk about, you know, how people change their name and stuff, like to Freedom or whatever. He's always said, if I was going to change my name, I think I'd just have it, if I was going to get, you know, a funny name like that, I'd have it be Friend. He said, wouldn't that be cool? People would say, hello, friend, and, you know, oh, this is Friend, you know. Boy, wasn't that something. That was the main thing, that drew Mack and I into Eugene. I mean, we'd been coming here for years, going to the mountains, but once we ran across Icky's, we were hooked. We couldn't leave. We stayed glued to the screen until the whole thing was over. Man, nothing like it.
Favorite place of mine here in the community, Icky's Teahouse. They've been shut down here for a little while, and they're getting ready to reopen as a community library, a place where we can all get together and formulate ideas. Or they've got a great collection of books coming together down there. Anyway, this Saturday there's going to be a summer solstice party. There will be room for trade blankets. Bring your tradables down. There will be live music, videos, information of all sorts. So come on down. It starts about 6 o'clock. And I'm down here tonight to play a little music with my friend here, Smokin' Joe.
All right. Welcome back to Cascadia Live. We're going to do a song written by Holly Near, and it's called No More Genocide. 1, 2, 3, 4. How come our history book's so full of lies? Not one word of how the Indian died. Old white Chicanos like the California land. They say it was discovered by a white man. That's just a lie. One of many and we got plenty. I don't want no more of the same. No more genocide in my name.
I was pretty impressed. I was like, all right, look at all those years where you didn't make anything. You didn't spend 1 hour giving your energy towards paying taxes.
Pirate.
Yep, I guess that is a pirate. Well, you know, you think of a pirate as someone that just goes in and steals the stuff and goes away with it.
I don't think that's accurate, though.
No, is that right?
I don't think that's really accurate. I think that was with some of them, but then there was also pirates that were
probably just free souls and wouldn't pay taxes to any
anarchists,
port. Yeah. Probably just doing their own shipping.
And some of them that actually would take a slave ship, kill the crew, and give the ship, take what they want, and give the ship to the slaves.
Really? Wow, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I'd like to read some stories about something like
pirates.
that.
Mack is a pirate. That's what I think of.
Yeah, he was, because, you know, like my mom would try to give us shit about, you know, oh, but what you're doing, it's illegal. And he says, no, I'm not a criminal, I'm an outlaw. And he says,
Oh, now, somewhere something gone wrong. I don't want to pay for one more ball. I wish that more of us were willing to see through the hypocrisy.
It's really challenging for me to encapsulate my feelings for another person, especially connection, because connection is such a large thing. And I really appreciated Mack in the 2 years that he lived next to me for his commitment to connection and his obvious love for Eugene and his apparent political, like living his values, which is really inspirational and really rare. I can remember sitting on the porch smoking a pot, waxing philosophical, and just engaging in a really healthy conversation about community. And it was always true, and it was always palpable, because when there was a lot of violence happening in front of the house, we would all stand up together. And that meant not doing anything, dealing with some of the very odd situations that we all got into, eating organic fruit together and
feasting.
Yes,
Yep.
feasting.
Yeah, we had quite a...
I miss Mack a lot.
I see people getting a little antsy. We've got just a couple more speakers, and then we've got some excellent folk singers, musicians that are going to perform, and we're going to try to end this next beginning
Mack, Jamie, Icky's, to me, when I first met Mack and Jamie, the thing that struck me about Mack was I remembered what Ed Abbey had said in one of his books, how a man is responsible for his face after age 40, that a baby or a young man is lineless and looks the same, and you kind of add what you are and become. And he was just so full of life. Every line, every bit of him looked like someone had been outside that had been on some incredible adventures. He had a way of looking at something sitting there at New Day and dissecting it. And if I wanted to see how he analyzed a person or a situation or a conversation going on, I'd look at him, and you could see very subtly how he felt, and he was very good with nonverbal communication, a very deep intelligence that I really appreciated. I thought that him and Jamie were definitely a vertebrae on the backbone of Icky's, and really good for the neighborhood, and never heard a cross word or mean word, at least that wasn't deserved. And if when I get to be 50, if I can be half the person he was, then I really would have accomplished something. He was a no-compromise person who had a lot of common sense and a lot of feeling, and I think we all should try to be like that.
Well, all that high-class talking, it never meant a thing. And if it's time I start walking, I'll see what tomorrow brings. 'Cause I can't hear what you're saying. No, I don't know you at all. You see, when there's no communication, then there's nothing left at all. You see, I thought I knew you, baby, but maybe I was wrong. So talk on down to me some more, sucker, 'cause you know I'm following right along with your 85-cent words. In this 25-cent conversation, your 85-cent words. In this two-bit conversation, 85-cent words. Whoa, 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 85-cent words.
So, Mac, send you 10 trillion tons of love from me, and you know that it's coming through from Stephen too, all the way from Florida. And I remember meeting you at Icky's, of course, and it was like you never really had to say anything, but just the mere fact that you were there, the minute I could even see that the two of you were there, it was this instant sense of welcome and protection. And it was never paternalistic. There was never like a everybody's younger, I'm old, wide stage kind of thing going on. There was no father figure. It was more like the protective great uncle that you knew nothing could go wrong with, because nobody would fuck with him. It wasn't somebody who ever had to, threaten violence or anything. Just the mere presence of this figure was protection. That was my experience. Protection with a little bit of a little evil gremlin mischief tossed in for fun.
Of course.
And it's totally appropriate that I walked into this taping wearing my Hop Watch shirt, and I'll never forget being at the Cascadia Alive with SSI terrorizing the city council chambers. Yes. Woo!
she always was so sweet because she, after she started singing with SSI, and then, then Mac wasn't drumming with them as much, and they started saying, well, maybe we should, get a new band and maybe a different drummer to play with us more often. And Jay would come in there, she'd say, Mac, they say they want a new band and maybe a different drummer, but not me. You're my drummer. You're my drummer,
she's
Mac.
devoted.
He'd be all like in bed and just be like, okay, she's like, he's probably getting better. I'll be your drummer.
Totally.
Yeah, I know that made him
Mac's
feel
my
really
drummer.
good. That's right.
Mac is an awesome drummer.
I loved it.
You're on Cascadia Live.
We're gonna watch our spirits soar.